Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. Is silver a depreciating asset? Well, it's an understandable question to ask given the price of silver that has been falling for quite some time. But before we answer that question, we have to examine the question. Is silver a depreciating asset? Number one, how do you view an asset? Silver is quite unique in many different ways, not only in its chemical structure and atomic structure. It is the most reflective metal in the periodic table. It is irreplaceable for many different applications in the technology field, industrial use, biomedical technology. But the other aspect of this is as a commodity and as an asset, which would imply, a wealth nature to it. And I believe that silver is a preserver of wealth, not only as an asset, but as money. Yes, that is becoming a bit more controversial these days because with the way technology is moving to the blockchain and cryptocurrencies and the like, it's and the convenience of a digital type of currency, even with fiat, with paper dollars. Less and less each year do paper dollars and coins are used in transactions. It's very convenient to have a PayPal account or a credit card or a bank card or what have you. So, is this silver still money? Yes, it is. I think history proves that it has been, and I believe it always will be in some form or another. To this day, we are seeing the greatest variety and choices out there in terms of precious metals offerings than ever before in human history. That's right, human history. Yes, back in the day when silver was used for everyday transactions, there still was not as many choices out there of different coins, rounds, and bars as there is today. And so it is a great preserver of wealth. And you may say or may ask the question about, it's gone down in price. From the highs in 2011 and 1980 of close to $50 an ounce. Now look at it. It's $14 and some change per ounce as of the recording of this video. How is that preserving your wealth? And it's a great and legitimate question to ask for sure. And then we have to look at the word depreciating, because depreciating does mean to lessen value or price, but really it's about lessening of value. And there's a big difference between price and value, and I recorded a video on that very topic some time ago about the difference between price and value. And that is, value is something that extends beyond price. It is beyond price, and it is something that it holds its own and is almost in some ways independent of price. And I think that's what you're seeing with silver now. I believe there are natural market forces at play that can affect the price of silver, but really in the end, the value is what's important. I'll give you an example of that. You go back and look at charts adjusted for inflation for silver for the past 100 years, and I posted videos on this as well. And silver, with all intents and purposes, has pretty much maintained its value despite a changing price. And so with that regards, the answer to the question, is silver a depreciating asset? The answer is no. For most metrics, it has maintained its value, though the price has changed to the negative. Now, that does vary in some ways because obviously you have inflation, you've got other factors that come into play with regards to your silver holdings, and depending on when you get in the market, in other words, you start buying the physical, that is where you will come into measuring out whether or not you're, quote, ahead or not. But see, the thing is accumulating silver is not about getting ahead. It's about maintaining a semblance of an insurance policy, of a protection to preserve your wealth in the long run. And that's what I think a lot of people neglect to see in terms of silver and its purpose and use. You know, silver is not one of these things that pays a dividend, just like gold is not one of these things that pays a dividend. And where silver differs from gold in that regards is that it's more volatile, it's more used in industry and in technology because it is not quite as treasured. Though it is a precious metal, it is not quite as treasured as gold. And it is more abundant, and it is more widely dispersed in that regard. And so with that being said, you know, silver does have a tendency to be quite a bit more volatile. But it also means that folks with a middle income or lower income can accumulate a portion of their portfolios in silver and have to hold and to enjoy and to admire. And there's that aspect of it too, where a piece like this that may be only worth a certain amount above the spot price, it maintains a level of beauty that you can enjoy for a very low budget, for a very low price to pay for pieces like this. Liquidity is also something to consider when purchasing precious metals. The United States American Silver Eagle is the most liquid of silver pieces out there, the most recognized even around the world. And it's a way to stack this precious metal in a recognizable form that you can not only enjoy, but also sell if you need to in times of uncertainty or need in your household. Now, the silver that you see before you here, I've arranged it in such a way and picked this specific type of silver to illustrate a point. This silver, all of these bars, rounds, and coins that you see before you were purchased many, many years ago when silver was a lot cheaper. And we're talking $4 to $5 an ounce. Most of the silver was accumulated at that price point. And so when you can buy a silver dollar such as this, you know, for somewhat of a small premium over spot price when it's $4 or $5 an ounce, a coin like this may cost $10. It's a piece of history that you hold, it's recognizable, and it's beautiful. And it's maintained its purchasing power for the long haul because of how inflation and being adjusted for inflation. I posted a video recently about in 2001, silver was spot price at $4.20 some odd cents, and that's low. That was low for back then. Now, here we are in 2018, and silver is trading for around $14.20. So that's $10 more. That's the cost of what this coin would have cost me, many, many years ago. And so that's the kind of perspective that you have to keep in mind. We have well over 100% increase in nominal dollars, price paid from, 17 or 16 years ago, compared to the inflation, the cost of inflation from those two periods. I would say that silver is not a depreciating asset. Now, if in terms of price, compared to one metric or one time period or another from 2011 to 2018, yes, silver is a depreciating asset. But you have to look at the whole picture with regards to silver and its price structure throughout time. That was a great anomaly that happened in 2011. There's also videos about that I posted as well that explain the difference between the high price of silver in 2011 and 1980. And so that being said, there's times where silver can be overvalued, and there's times when silver can be undervalued. I believe that in 2001, and even throughout some of the period in the 90s where it was trading flat at $4 an ounce. I believe that it was undervalued. Do I believe it's undervalued now? A little bit. Probably not as much as you think, because a lot of silver is being produced out there. But there are some natural forces that are at play with regards to silver, as it's much more of a commodity now. I think now even than back then, though a lot of silver was being used for photography, I believe a lot more silver will be used and be a lot more demand for it in other areas such as PV, solar, biomedical, and a lot of technology. Look at the explosion of the smartphone that has occurred since 2007. Those types of things are going to require silver. And for the most part, unless silver reaches to the moon, literally, going over $50 or more an ounce, I don't think you're going to see that silver be recovered, because it won't be economically viable to do so. So with that being said, I believe the future is bright for silver. Yes, I believe it's bright for silver in terms of doing what it's always done and what it's supposed to do, and that is preserve your wealth and maintain that semblance of an insurance policy. Right now, silver prices are cheap compared to what we've seen before. It's an opportunity to buy, but it's an opportunity to buy only if you can afford to do so and to accumulate any amount. I believe with any budget, you can acquire some silver and still be fiscally responsible. If you are of the mind and that I am, that you can accumulate these silver pieces at a decent price, then pick up one of these. This particular coin will probably, if you have a local coin shop or if you can find a good deal on eBay, will cost you about $5-6 now, or even a silver mercury dime. You can get one of those for about $2 now, and that's just it. You can accumulate silver at pretty much all price points, any price point you so desire, from getting a 100-ounce bar to getting a silver dime for a very low over spot. So I hope that answered the question. Silver, a depreciating asset? No. Silver, a hedge against economic instability? Yes. Silver, will it make you rich? No. It's not what it's there for. But can you enjoy the silver that you do accumulate? Yes. Hence the variety that you see before you. And this is variety, by the way, that was there over 20 years ago. And so understand that accumulating these precious metals is something that to be proud of. And in the long haul, the stick-to-itiveness of the community at large, of those of you who believe in silver for what it is, rest assured and be confident that what you're doing is the right thing as a part of a diversification of your overall portfolio. I would never put all of your eggs in one basket, but make silver a part of your portfolio no matter what the price is. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it encourages the community to keep accumulating, because these precious metals sell themselves. They are what they are, and enjoy them for what they are. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to y'all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.